Once again, good morning, dear brothers and sisters.
Good morning, Father.
The readings of the day, the liturgy of the day is inviting us to be childlike. We have two terms, childish and childlike. These two may look similar, but there is a lot of difference between. To be childlike means what is expected of us, to be humble, to be clean in our mind, like a child. You know, if two children are playing in a ground and if they are fighting for some time, they will be one within no time because they don't remember the density of the fight that they had. Unlike we, the elders, we need not to find if at all there is any word between you and me, it will be brooded over for a long time, for a life. So dear friends, Christ's intention is always to be childlike, which means to be humbling ourselves. And most of the times I say, forgiving means forgetting. Because whenever we forgive our neighbor, our family member, our friend, it is forgetting. We are not going to remember the thing that your friend or your family member did to you. That's the reason we have to forgive. So we are forgetting the aspect that he did to you and to me. So dear friends, today both the readings are explicitly giving us a clear understanding about a child, a childish behavior. When we are children, we should act like a children. And when we are adult, we should remember that we are adults and we should be able to follow. Even in gospel text, many of the scribes and Pharisees about whom this is mentioned, that is, these scribes, Pharisees have two tongues. Gospel text is also giving example of John the Baptist, at the same time the example of Jesus Christ. One is not eating, he is proclaiming in the wilderness. The other one is among the people, eating and proclaiming among the people. They said one, he is a possessed one, and to the other, he is a glutton. He is a friend of tax collectors and friend of sinners. You know, to be called a friend of tax collectors and sinners, a glutton, a drunkard in the community is very difficult. When we will be called to be a drunkard or to be a friend of somebody, if at all you have to tell me you are a friend of Father Vincent, you should see me with Father Vincent. You should see me having a close relationship with him. You should see me that I am always having a great conversation or having a good relationship with some particular person. But today, Christ is called the friend of a drunkard, friend of glutton, friend of sinners and tax collectors, because his duty is always with them. He was always with them, spending his time. He was always with them, speaking to them, preaching to them, giving them advices. So dear friends, Dan Bosco used to say, if at all you want to convert a drunkard, go to him, sit with him, have a conversation with him. By looking at him from the far, you cannot go and talk to him. You cannot judge him. So that's the reason whenever we have to judge, we have to follow him. These Pharisees and Sadducees did not go to Christ, but still they started judging him. So the wisdom is justified by her own children. We have to remember this in our mind. With a small thought in our mind, let's continue in this holy Eucharistic celebration.